Hey there everybody, friendly Neighborhood Webhead here. And well, it's been quite enough time since Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, came out in theaters, and I'm pretty sure that by now most of you have already watched it. For those who still haven't watched this film, are you crazy? What have you been doing all this time? Go watch this movie! But anyways, since enough time has passed, I'm going to give my spoiler review of the film. So then, let's get underway, shall we? Oh, and instead of just like reciting the whole plot of the film, point by point, I'm just going to tell you the things that I overtly enjoyed about the film. So yeah, the film begins, and it doesn't get clearer than how it begins. Luke Skywalker has vanished. That point is evident throughout the entire film. You can feel that tenseness, like everyone is looking for Luke Skywalker. The Resistance, the First Order, both of them are looking for him. And he's nowhere to be seen in the movie. That's like the big mystery. That's the big alluring pull that the movie pulls to you, right? And, well, then there's Poe Dameron. I really love that character, but the only thing that killed me about him is that he barely had any screen time. It was just like for a couple of minutes in the beginning and then a couple of more minutes in the end. But, there was not any detailed character development for him. But since this is the beginning of a new trilogy, I'm sure that his character will be explored upon further in episodes 8 and 9, so, I can't complain too much either on that. And then there's Finn, a stormtrooper from the First Order, who goes rogue after seeing the horrors that the First Order is capable of. He doesn't want to be a part of this. He doesn't want to be a part of the mass reign of terror the First Order is bringing. And I like that. I like conflicted characters. Conflicted characters add a layer of complexity, into the overall theme of whatever's going on, be it film, be it TV show, be it anime. A conflicted character is a real big plus for me. Then there's Kylo Ren. Oh my god, he is probably one of my most favorite villains in the Star Wars universe so far. I mean, he's just so grim and menacing. And he's also a conflicted character. It turns out he is Han Solo and Leia Organa's son, Ben Solo. And he is in the dark side. He's being trained in the ways of the dark side by Supreme Leader Snoke, who's a very interesting character. We only get a little glimpses of him, but he seems like he's a very wise person, and he's been around for a long time. But Kylo Ren, even though he's being trained in the ways of the dark side, he can feel the pull to the light. The pull to the light that his family has over him, and he wants to liberate himself from that hold. And, well, he ends up killing his own father, which was one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the entire film. I mean, my heart clenched. When I saw Han Solo caress his son's face and then fall into the abyss below, and then Chewbacca roaring in pain and suffering, my god, that was tragic. But yeah, Kylo Ren, he's very inexperienced. He's very quick to anger. Yeah, but he's a force to be reckoned with. He's going to be much more powerful. That much I can assure you. And then there's Rey. She is an amazing character. I love badass female protagonists. I mean, I just love a strong female protagonist because, women can be just as strong as men. And it's not all about, physical level. It can also be psychological. But Rey manifests on both fronts. She's quite the adept fighter, but, psychologically, she's also aware of what's happening around her. And there's a very interesting thing about her in this movie that regards to the Force, to the Skywalker family specifically. I mean, it's not overly confirmed, but at the same time, it's not denied. But I'm pretty sure everyone thinks the same thing I'm thinking. Rey has to be Luke Skywalker's daughter. I mean, there's that connection, but a lot of people also say that she might be a descendant of Obi-Wan Kenobi, so there's that too. But I just love that whole sequence, that flashback sequence when she touched the Skywalker lightsaber. That was fantastic. I loved that. It was such good cinematography, and I think that's the first time we've ever seen a flashback used in the Star Wars films. At least to the best of my knowledge, I think this is the first time we've ever actually seen a flashback sequence, be presented to us in a Star Wars film. But yeah, Rey's a very interesting character. You know, she's very relatable. She's trying to find out who she is. She's trying to find out about her family. And you know, she's a very amazing character, and her attunement with the Force is something incredible. And I'm guessing that a lot of things are in store for her. That's for sure. And then there's characters like General Hux, which I found really cool. I really liked like he didn't take shit from Kylo Ren. He was like, oh, you may have powers of the Force, but that doesn't mean you get to tell me what to do. I get to tell you what to do. But yeah, General Hux was badass. Captain Phasma was also a pretty badass character. But like Poe Dameron, she had very little screen time. You know, she barely had any development. And that kind of, you know, it kind of turned me down. But like I said with Poe Dameron, there's still 2 more films in this new trilogy. So odds are we're going to get a bit more development in terms of Captain Phasma. Because, you know, it's interesting. I want to know what's her story. Like, how she became, like, the big honcho of the First Order Stormtroopers. Okay, yeah, I think that's free character. Oh, and now Leia, instead of a princess, she's a general. I think that's pretty cool. And, you know, like, even though all this time has passed, she has not changed a bit. Like, her fiery personality, her take-charge attitude, it's present in this film. And then there's C-3PO and R2-D2. They make, like small little cameos in the movie, and they're amazing. Oh, and BB-8. My god, BB-8 was such a joy in this film. He was hilarious. Oh my god, especially the mechanical thumbs up. Oh my god, that made me laugh so much. BB-8 was a great sidekick character. I really liked him. It was really awesome. Oh, and the whole journey about him having the piece of the map that would lead to Luke Skywalker, that was pretty badass. Oh, and well, you know, let me just try and see if I can give a little summary of the film. So, basically, from the ashes of the Empire, the First Order arose, and the First Order is scouring the galaxy for Luke Skywalker, who's vanished, and then the Resistance is trying to find him, and they're fighting against the First Order, and then, Max von Sydow's character gives Poe Dameron the piece of the map to find Luke Skywalker, which he gives to BB-8 because he gets captured by Kylo Ren. And then all of this chain of events ensues, in which Rey and Finn meet Han Solo and Chewbacca. They help the heroes along their journey, they help the rookies. Oh, and then they get to destroy Starkiller Base, which is a super gigantic mega Death Star on steroids. And yeah. Oh, and yes, and in the end, oh my god, the most beautiful scene in the entire film is when Rey meets Luke Skywalker. That is one of the most beautiful scenes. I remember in the theater, like, my best friend, he was like, oh no, this movie's going to end with Luke Skywalker. They're just probably going to show him and the credits roll. And I was like, oh, I hope this isn't the case. But then when the music started swelling up, when the music started to swell up, I got that tense feeling in my heart, like that, those feels. And when they finally see each other, that he slowly turns around, takes off his hood, and Rey hands him the lightsaber, the Skywalker lightsaber, and then the classic Skywalker theme. It's like, my god, that was the most beautiful 15 seconds of film I had ever seen. And the best part of it all is, thanks to this, and, well, you know, thanks to what has been confirmed in the internet, Mark Hamill will be returning to reprise his role as Luke Skywalker in Episode 8, so that's going to be exciting. But yeah, everything about this film was amazing. The cinematography was excellent. The musical score by John Williams, my god, he is a master of music. He is a master of his craft. That dude, respect to Mr. Williams. And, well, the dialogue, you know, the comedy, everything, it was so witty, and it was so clever. You know, it was really good. I mean, okay, sure, a few people complain that The Force Awakens is too similar to A New Hope. And while I see some of those similarities, you know, they're not that the same to ruin my enjoyment of this movie. The Force Awakens is a great film. Oh, and I just can't wait to see more. But yeah, what the future holds for Star Wars now, it's going to be one hell of a ride. But all I know is that The Force Awakens was a great film. If you haven't watched it, please do yourself a favor and watch it. Oh my god, and before I finish, I have to mention these two moments that I loved of the film. Oh my god, I'm sorry, But yeah, it's when... Okay, when Kylo Ren, uh... he ordered... he gave out an order to find BB-8 so they could retrieve, the piece of the map that leads to Luke Skywalker. When, the First Order failed, and then one of the soldiers came in, one of the lieutenants, and told him that the droid escaped, he just whipped out his lightsaber and started lashing out at the computers, and he was like, anything else? That was genius. And the other part I loved is when Kylo Ren had Rey, imprisoned because he captured her to, since she had in her mind, the piece of the puzzle where Luke Skywalker was and all that. And, when she managed to free herself using her Jedi mind powers on the Daniel Craig Stormtrooper, well, when he saw that she was gone, he whipped out his lightsaber and he was like, guards! Guards! And then two stormtroopers walking outside. They're like, oh, wait, you know what? We should just turn around. We should just leave. But yeah, those two moments, they were shining moments in this movie to me. They were my favorite comedic moments. And there are a lot of comedic moments. Very clever. It's just awesome. But yes, The Force Awakens was an excellent film. And I went to see it 2 times because, just seeing it once was not enough. I had to see it twice. But yeah, for those of you who have watched The Force Awakens, what did you think of it? Was it everything you hoped it would be? Did you feel, like there could have been more things added to it? And what are your hopes for episodes 8 and 9? Whatever you feel about this movie, tell me in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe. The Force is strong with us, everyone. And, oh my god, this is going to be an awesome next couple of years. But until then, this has been Friendly Neighborhood Webhead, signing out.